Well, welcome back to Champion Motorcycles. Yeah, today I thought we'll have a little chat about the Honda CBF125. I've recently bought in a couple of these in the last week or so. They're generally owned by novice vehicle owners, shall we say, and they get neglected. So I'm just going to run through a couple of things that I've noticed on these bikes. I've got a white one on this side and a red one here. Yeah, I'll just run through a couple of things I've noticed. Anyway, so when I go to look at the bike, obviously I'm looking at the general condition of it. With this red one, one of the first things I've noticed is it's got quite a heavy scratch here and a dent in the tank. Will you see there? Yeah, heavy scratch, crack in the fairing there, and nice big dent in the tank. Obviously not going to affect the running of the vehicle at all, just cosmetics. These bikes take a bit of a battering. It's got a bit of a little scrape on here, so at some point it's been down the road. So what we do is check the wheel alignment by putting the wheels front and half, four and a half, and then looking down the side. I'll show you when they're up on the bench. Looking down the side of the front wheel just to check that the back wheel has the same proportions on either side. This one, I've done an MOT, go onto the DVLA website, you can pull up the MOT history, and there was no major faults structural faults have been notified in the MOT, so I assume that gets done. Also, whilst I'm at it, if it's been problems like that, look. Same thing with the forks. How can I show you this? Right. Come across and basically look across the line of the forks. Make sure that they are in line with each other. That way you can see whether there's one of the fork legs or both the fork legs are bent. Generally inspect around it. Whilst you're at it, check for any pitting or leaking around the seal. Here, any damage on here, either the forks will need replacing, or if this chrome is okay, then you can get away with just replacing the fork seals. You can do that at home, but I would recommend taking to a shop. It's a bit of a fiddly job, and it's easier for you realistically just to take it to a shop to have that done. Whilst we're on the front end, the brake disc, check for wear, thickness, check the thickness of the brake disc. You can look down the inside. This one I know, you could see the brake shoes, brake pads in behind the caliper there. They are worn. In fact, the lady that I bought this bike off, she had already bought some brake pads. Looks like the cheap eBay ones, but it isn't a particular performance machine. And coming along, just generally look at the general condition of the engine, how much corrosion, doesn't look too bad. The brake pedal, come out over here. Brake pedal has no scratches on the side of it, so it doesn't look like it's been down on this side. Looks like the only damage on that side. Always check the engine oil. These bikes need a regular oil change every 12 to 1500 miles. I would recommend change the oil. Only takes a litre of oil. So yeah, I just get, you see that cap's a bit stiff there, so take this off, give it a wipe on a rag, put it in there and pull it out. This one has oil all the way up. As a matter of course, I'll do a service on this bike before it goes out to its next owner. So check for play on the brake. General mechanism, same thing. Check over the machine. Generally running around. Then here we go. We can switch it on. Give it a second for it to recognise itself. Engine management light to go off. Quite low on fuel. And she starts up. This bike's been here for about a week now. And it seems okay. Nice regular tick over. Horn works. Front indicator and back indicator. I can see the back light is on. Rear brake light. Front brake light. That's the right hand indicator, and then front right hand indicator. And we have high beam and low beam. So that generally is okay. When I went to get the bike, I took a quick ride up and down the road. Clutch isn't slipping. Everything seems okay. The other thing I noticed when I was checking with this one, come around and I looked at this tyre. It's got a fair bit of tread, but the wear pattern on it, I was thinking that's a bit strange. And someone has fitted a rear tyre, a universal tyre, sorry, a front tyre, a tyre that had been fitted to the front of a bike previously to the rear of this machine. I've also noticed there's a repair in it, so it's going to get a new tyre. Then the chain is a bit dry and a little bit worn, so I've actually now, one of the jobs next week, replacing the chain and sprockets. A very common fault on the CRFs is this gear shift mechanism. It wears. It's got small pins and holes, and they just wear very badly. Also, yeah, we can see how much play. This won't give you a very good engagement on your gear shifts. What I have found is that this mechanism, which is off a Yamaha XJ600 division, I broke a couple of these for spares. The Yamaha use this rose joint mechanism. It's actually a direct fit. I'll maybe do a little a quick little video once I finish this, after I've done all the service and everything, run through it, and I'll show that mechanism on there. Yeah, and then it's general wear and tear. I'll show you a couple of points. Right, yeah, very common fault on the CRFs. This side stand, basically the lever here has fractured all the way round. I'll run over to the white one now as well, because we have exactly the same problem here on the white one. This bike, the other bike has done 19,000 miles. This one's done just under 11,000 miles. The gear mechanism isn't so badly worn, still a little bit worn. Yeah, so same thing, I've done the same check. This one was okay, but the lad that I bought it off, he told me that 2 days after he bought it, he'd only owed it for a couple of months, someone reversed into it and snapped the front mudguard and broke the indicator off. Obviously I'm going to be replacing that. This one's also got worn front brake shoes. The disc is worn as well. I'll assess that one when I take the front. I'll take the front wheel off and check that, get the micrometer on it and check the thickness of that, make sure that's okay. Same thing I've done, check the oil. Of course, well, another one is bent brake lever. And yeah, the other thing that you need to check on these, let's see if I can position that, is the swinging arm bearings. Basically, this bike should be okay. To check the swinging arm bearing, put the bike on the centre stand so the wheel's off the ground, and then just get hold of the back of the wheel and see if you can find any plate there. For the wheel bearing, same thing. Well, check top and bottom. So they're both okay. Other things I'll be checking as I go around the bike would be for any oil on a bike like this. It doesn't look too neglected, but check the condition of the rear shock absorbers. Any oil running down here, that's faulty. It stops the back end from damping. This one's also got a worn rear tyre. That's going to have the tyre replaced. Yeah, I think that's it, you know. Same sort of, I've done the same checks when I first went to look at this bike. The other thing I found, another one I found, was this stitching on the passenger seat can start pulling away. I've had to actually buy, that's why the seat is loose on this one. I bought a new seat. It was cheaper to actually buy a new seat than it was to get it recovered. The old seat is here, and it was torn. The stitching was all torn. Looked at getting a replacement cover, but they wanted £35 to put a new cover on, and I bought this seat off of eBay for 14 quid. So anyway, yeah, hopefully that's given you a little bit of information, things to look at when buying a CRF. Yeah, I'll be doing other videos. If you like this video, then give me a thumbs up. You like that? Give me a double thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, I'm going to be doing a lot more bike related videos. You can check out, I've done a fair few anyway. Yeah, until next time, have a good day, folks.